Hi everyone, and welcome back to my general crafting YouTube channel. I'm Jay Barker, and if you are someone who's been here before, you'll know that a lot of the crafts we do on this channel is crochet, but I swear I do other crafts, and today I'm going to prove it, because today I've got two craft kits that I'm going to have a look at and give a go to. Wish me luck. Okay, the first kit I'm going to have a look at today is the 3D Beaded Animal DIY Kit. Now there should be full instructions and enough beads and materials to make all three of these animals. And as you can see, first we've got some stuffing, we've got some fishing wire, which is basically invisible thread. So I'm assuming that's what we're going to be using to feed all of the beads together. We've got some instructions here as well. Oh, we've got absolutely loads of seed beads here. They're all quite small, apart from a few of these black ones, which I guess are for the eyes. Oh wow, we even get some scissors and some tweezers. That's a nice touch. Oh, and there's a little needle in there. I hope that's for the right size. And a storage container. Okay, right, first things first, I'm going to have to put all of these beads into this storage container, so I'll be right back. Okay, now that I've sorted all the beads into their individual compartments, I'm going to give a go at following one of these patterns. Now, there are basic weaving instructions on the back page. And I'm assuming these are like the basic techniques we need for the making of each piece. I've decided to do the owl because it's got a basic body shape, which seems to be the basic body shape for all of the other animals, and has the least amount of additional fiddly bits for me to tackle as a first timer doing a 3D beading project. I have done beading in the past, but it's more just been adding it to crochet as I go. This to me is completely new. Okay, so the pattern is telling us how much of our thread we need to start off with. Now I know the kit came with fishing wire, but as I am an absolute beginner, I'm just going to use some embroidery thread so I can see what I'm doing and you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to start with a circle, which on the basic weaving instructions is labelled 1.
Later that same evening.
Okay, I'm completely lost. Right, so this owl pattern, it says cast on, cut 1.8 meters of fishing wire, thread 5 dark brown beads through, pull tight to form a circle and tie 2 knots to secure. So I've done that. Then it says body, add 1 dark brown bead every 1-3 beads in each round for a total of 6 rounds. Look, I have tried this and tried this and tried this, and it's not working. I jumped online. I looked through tutorials to see if there was just something about the basic instructions that I wasn't understanding. And what I found is that basically it appears that 3D beading, you've just sort of got to follow the beads and just give it a go like that. So basically you already need to know how it's all going to go together and then simply put it together yourself. I mean, that's where I would think instructions came in. They'd be what would be telling you how to do things, but it just while I can do the basic knots on the back, I can't seem to figure this out. On the tutorials I've seen online, which quite a lot of them are dated actually, and the video for this set is not a video of this set. It's a countdown of other things this company sells. So, like I was saying, the videos for 3D beading, they do seem to say just follow the beads. And it seems to be that you're adding additional circles to your first circle of beading to build up the structure. And I cannot get my head around this at all. So what I'm going to do is I am going to quickly grab a free pattern from my Good Free Pattern Pinterest page. And I'm going to quickly crochet it so I know how it'll look and how many stitches are involved. Then I'm going to give it a go replacing those stitches with beads to see if I can somehow use the crochet pattern, which I know how to follow, in beaded form to form the same thing. Okay, so that's this little crochet fish all done. I will put a link to the free pattern in the description below. So now what I'm going to do is I am just going to try and replace all of these stitches with beads and see how that's going to go. Oh, and this is a disaster. I've completely lost where I am. I don't understand this. Look, I don't know if it's the heat at the moment, because England is currently having a heat wave. We're at temperatures that are just, they're not meant for this country. We who live here in Britain, we're adapted for the rain, not the scorching sun. It's like we're all melting and evaporating at the same time. But look, at the moment, I can't seem to figure out a way to do this bead kit. So, my review of this 3D animal DIY set. It was bought off Amazon for £10. The materials alone are worth £10. I don't need to be a beader to know that. I can just see, I'm going to get use out of these beads. I know I will. All my kids will. So, it's not a waste there. But this kit says that it's beginner friendly. No, it's not. This kit says it's got instructions included. This kit, for me, it's a failure. And I did actually state that on my Amazon review as well. I said rubbish for beginners, but great for restockers. Because if you are someone who does beading, yeah, there's a lot of value in that kit. Okay, the second art set we're going to have a look today is this painting palette by Athena. Comes with all of these stencils, comes with these lovely paint brushes, and it comes with a palette and a palette knife. All of this cost me £20, and it is phenomenal because these are oil-based face paints. Look how deep each section of colour is. And even on camera you can see how beautiful, silky looking they all are. It doesn't come with any instructions, but you can find loads of instructions for face paint online. The palette knife is metal, and so is the little palette it comes with. So I'm assuming we are going to be able to mix these face paints as well. Now, these stencils, you get 4 pages with just a variety of designs, something for everybody there. And the stencils are stickers. So you'll be able to stick them to skin. Okay, so attempt number 1 I am going to use this heart stencil on my own hand, and I am just going to paint some face paint onto my hand, and we'll see how well this stencil's done and how clean the lines are. And as you can see there, I did not put a lot of face paint on. It has come out beautifully opaque and the lines are quite neat. All right, time to test a full face for face paint. Now, while the bead kit, I had absolutely zero experience with that, completely zero, and I think it showed. With face paint, I do have a little bit of background knowledge because I used to work for Thomas Cook as one of their entertainment reps, and I did get a very quick crash course in face paints. So, twin one is going to be our victim today. She's just going to run off and get a headband to wear so her hair's out of her face. And what she wants to be is a Kyoshi warrior from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Very popular show in our house. We're very excited that season 2 of the live action is now out. So, it seems to be relatively simple. We're going to do a full face of white, some very, very red lips, and then the red flicked up eyes. Now, ideally, I think I should be using a sponge here instead of this cotton wipe that I've got. But we've actually bought these face paints for the twins' upcoming birthday party. So I thought the cotton pads, I could use like one of them for each of their guests and we can avoid cross-contamination. Now this face paint is oil-based and it's going on very thickly and very smoothly actually, which isn't really translating on camera. It does look like I'm pulling quite a lot on twin one's skin, but I'm not. It is going on very well. And I will show you how much white is left in the palette when we're done so you can see how much we've used. Oh, the headband was actually designed by my sister-in-law, whose son has a 3D printer. So he 3D printed the horns and then my sister-in-law created the headbands. Okay, so that's our first layer of white done. And I think now I'm going to do some detail work and then go back and make the white details that I need to make whiter, and the detail work darker. I'm going to start with some of the eye detail here because it actually kind of ombres up on the Kyoshi warriors from yellow to orange, then to like an orangey red. And as you can see, the face paints layer lovely. You can also see here a lot of the patchiness of the white, but as I say, I'm going to put another coat on, and I think any roughness in any of the applications here is going to be down to the fact that I'm not really that skilled with face painting and I have not done it in about 10 years. Oh, more than 10 years, probably more like 15 years. I've chosen to move to the lips because the colour of the lips, we can use the red directly from the palette, but the red for the eyes, I think I'm going to have to mix it. And I should have used a smaller brush because I am making an absolute pig's ear out of this. So using the orange and red, I've mixed together this colour here that we're applying now. I mixed it on the palette and the face paints have mixed absolutely lovely. You can see there I caught some of the white in the red there, and that is actually the first time that's happened. And as you can see there, I've just done a bit of blending with just my thumb, and you can see how beautifully that has blended. See, the face paint, it's no fault of the face paint. Where I've got it on right, like over Twin One's eye there, it's looking absolutely beautiful. I'm just applying a bit more white. And as you can see, it's layering beautifully as well. And again, I simply struggling against my materials here because using this cotton swab did not help. I definitely think I needed more like a beauty blender sponge. Yeah, you can see there I've smudged it. That's me, that's the materials I'm using. Will say there doesn't really seem to be a way to save any of the design. You've just got to sort of like either take it completely off or just paint over it. So I'm going to do some of the black line details now after I've touched up these lips a little bit more, trying to actually have it neater this time. These paintbrushes are a lovely quality as well. I mean, I've had no problem with these tips staying lovely and pointed. So I was just here trying to smooth out some of the face paint. And I've got it all the way down at Twin One's neck there. So yeah, I definitely need some more work on my accuracy with this. But if you just take her right eye, I think that one turned out really well. So Athena's face paints, if you're looking for some, I would definitely buy these. As I say, they cost me £20. But what I will say with these face paints is that you need makeup remover to get it off. And even then, it might not come off. Because this is Twin One the next day. She's gone to school like that. Nobody even noticed.
Yeah, they did.
Who?
Everyone.
Everyone noticed that you had red eyes. Did you point it out though? Alright, apparently everyone noticed at school. Alright, YouTube. I will see you next week for probably a crochet video.
Bye.
Bye.